Hi, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for watching TCM, where all night we're presenting movies linked to a series of auctions coming up next week as TCM partners with Julian's Auctions to celebrate Hollywood history and the artists who crafted it. On Wednesday, June 24th, Julian's presents their Hollywood Legends auction, featuring personal items owned by classic stars like Frank Sinatra, Stan Laurel, and Samantha Agar, as well as memorabilia from movies including The Ten Commandments, Citizen Kane, and Mrs. Miniver. You'll also be able to bid on a typed contract signed in blue ballpoint pen by James Dean. It is the contract he signed with Warner Brothers on Warner Brothers stationery, committing to a starring role in the movie that turned out to be his last. From director George Stevens in 1956, also starring Elizabeth Taylor and Rock Hudson, this is that film, Giant. Based on a bestseller by Edna Ferber, Giant tells the multi-generational story of a family raising cattle in the wide open spaces of West Texas. Their lives and their fortunes are shaken up by the oil boom of the early 20th century. The drama centers on the family's son, that's Hudson, his new bride, Taylor, and the young ranch hand who influences their lives. That's James Dean in his final screen role. Dean died in a car accident, driving to participate in a car race just days after he completed work on Giant. James Dean had not yet become the star he was destined to be, which seemed inevitable after the trifecta of movies he made at Warner Brothers. East of Eden came out in March 1955. Rebel Without a Cause followed that fall, less than a month after Dean's death on September 30th, 1955. Giant then hit theaters more than a year later in October of 1956, cementing James Dean's legacy after starring in just those three films. As director George Stevens put it, James Dean is like a magnet. You watch him, even when he's not doing anything. You watch him and not the others. From 1956, also with Carol Baker, Dennis Hopper, and Mercedes McCambridge, who earned an Oscar nomination for her supporting performance, this is Giant. James Dean became the first Hollywood star to receive a posthumous Oscar nomination in the Best Actor category. It came for his work in his first film, his first significant role anyway, the Elia Kazan 1955 drama East of Eden. A year later, Dean earned a second posthumous Best Actor Oscar nomination for Giant. James Dean remains the only actor who's been nominated for two films after his death. Giant picked up 10 nominations in all, though the only winner on Oscar night was the film's director, George Stevens. Stevens had previously won for directing A Place in the Sun from 1951, which also starred Elizabeth Taylor. Fans of Giant and James Dean will have the chance to bid on Dean's contract with Warner Brothers, which committed him to the role of Jet Rink, for which he received $1,500 per week with a minimum guaranteed employment of 10 weeks. That contract and other treasures are part of Julian's Hollywood Legends auction set for June 24th. The following day, June 25th, items from more contemporary Hollywood films will be up for auction, including two motorcycles owned by the King of Cool, Steve McQueen. Coming up, McQueen performs unforgettable motorcycle stunts in a classic World War II prisoner of war movie. The Great Escape from 1963 is next on Turner Classic Movies.
Next on TCM, The Great Escape, then The Lodger, a story of the London fog, and later, Young and Innocent, Age Before Beauty on TCM Today.